my journey on everything um it's been a blessing for sure. Like even though the wreck, man, like I'm experiencing everything that could possibly go wrong. You know what I mean? And I came after the wreck, we ended up getting lucky. We had two police officers that took the time to drive us 3 hours to the venue.
Hey,
What's up?
what's up, Justin? How are you?
Good, man. Are we using the camera thing or no?
Yeah, we prefer the camera if that's cool with you.
Sweet, 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 sweet. Yeah. No, you good. I wasn't for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
I think am I still on?
Yeah, you're here. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
My bad. Yeah. What's up, man?
Not a whole lot, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Woke up a little late, man. I literally was in the studio till like 4:30 this morning, man. I was like, God.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah, man. Hey, you gotta get it, bro. You gotta get it. It's all good. I'm used
oh
to it.
man. Oh wow. Whereabouts are you in the world?
So I'm down here in Louisiana, man. It's a small town called New Iberia.
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah. So it's like I don't know if you're familiar with Louisiana at all, but so Lafayette is where the studio's at. I mean, I have my own personal studio, but Lafayette is it's like 25 minutes out from where I'm at.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah. So let's just say I'm about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. No, I'm sorry, about 2 hours away from New Orleans. About an
Okay.
hour from Baton Rouge.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm familiar with the bigger cities, but not.
Yeah.
I haven't
That's
really
my
been to. I've never really been to Louisiana. I've moved
oh,
to
really.
Tennessee recently, so I've been to Alabama and Georgia. But I'm originally from San Diego, so I was a West Coast
Oh,
kid my whole life up until about 3 years ago. So
yeah.
I
Wow,
love
bro.
it out here, though. I mean, down here in the South is amazing.
Yeah. It's a whole different vibe for sure.
Oh yeah, it's great though. It's a
Yeah,
totally different vibe, but it's beautiful. People are much nicer, a little bit
yeah,
slower
yeah.
pace, but
Yeah.
really enjoy it. Well, again, I'm Adam, and this is about you and your journey in music. We'll talk about the new
Mhm.
song. I was just watching the video, which is awesome.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Of course, I love your songs too. Super catchy. I mean, I
Thank you, bro.
play it through, and I'm like, I'll be singing it for the the rest of the day. It's stuck in my head.
That's awesome, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So you were actually born and raised kind of where you're at right now, right?
Yeah, no, Iberia, Louisiana, man. Yep. So we kind of lived in St. Martinville, which is another city like right down the road. Then my dad passed away. Then we ended up moving here. So my mom had remarried, and then she moved here to New Iberia down the road. So
Okay. Yeah, I did read that you lost your father when you're, I mean, really young, 6
yeah,
years old or
six
so.
6 years old. Yeah.
Oh man, that had to be really rough, obviously. I have a 7-year
Yeah,
old, so I can't
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, it's just like losing like somebody like that, man. Like more of a dominant parent. You always like, well, you say dominant parent, but like my mom was feel like dominant too.
I
Like
was
she
gonna
took,
say, yeah, it sounds like she was
yeah,
pretty dominant.
yeah. I mean, she took up a lot of the slack, man. Only thing I always think about, like, is more like, how can I say this? Like, my dad was a mechanic, too. Like that was also he dibbled in music and stuff, but
Mhm.
like his main thing was mechanic. So like I never had nobody show me how to fix a car. Now, granted, I don't want to anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I found what I love to do and I'm sticking with this, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But other than that, man, yeah, I mean, just you just kind of like missed out on a lot of stuff. But hey, look, it's life. Everybody loses a parent, and it makes you
Mhm.
who you are today. I don't know what I'd be doing, honestly, if he was here. I might not even be doing music. You never know. I might be a mechanic. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
yeah,
so, but yeah,
but
man.
well, he kind of have an influence on you as to why you went into music? I know you mentioned that he
So
was a songwriter. Was he a songwriter, a musician
no. So
of
he
some
so he
sort?
played he played the guitar. He just played guitar, and
Okay.
he played guitar, and my stepdad was we all played in like a little small band.
Oh,
Um,
wow, that's
but
awesome.
we never did anything, never did no shows, never went anywhere. It's like it was literally in the backyard in a shed called the Love Shack. And we just played, man. And I actually did the drums. I played drums and I we never really did much. But my dad, you know, he was just the mechanic, you know, he was a mechanic guitar player.
Okay.
But what happened was whenever I had just started doing music, I found this song called Flossing by Mike Jones. And
Uh-huh.
but instead of saying like I stay flossing, it was like I stay thinking about you all the time. So I mean, look, I was like 15, 16. So I mean, you gotta excuse that. But
Oh, no, you gotta
I
start
ended up
somewhere.
doing it. Yeah, yeah. So I ended up doing the remix on a laptop microphone and a laptop. And like I was in the laptop like this recording, you know what I mean? Because they didn't have mics. Well, if they did, I couldn't afford one anyway. So
Right.
it was a laptop mic. It was, you
You
know.
gotta do what you gotta
But
do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you know, I started doing that. But like to answer that question, yeah, I mean, so I did a song with him. I mean, I did a song about him, just kind of like switching it up, like losing my dad. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it was okay. You know, I mean, you can't really expect much. But then I some yeah, they were like, just do another one, bro. Like it was good. So I ended up doing another one and kind of wrote a little love song. And I just kept going from there, bro. I ended up one day getting me a mic. So quality got a little better, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, man. So I mean to answer that question, yeah, like kind of influenced me to write a song about him, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it just kind of went from there.
Wow, and you said drums were the first was that the first instrument you really learned?
Yeah,
What was the drums?
drums and baritone. Drums and baritone.
Oh, wow.
I don't
What
think I've
kinda
ever
drew you
told
to
anybody
drums?
that. I think you're probably the first person that I ever told that I played the baritone. What you say, my bad.
No, that's awesome. I appreciate you telling me that, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So baritone first and then drums, or where did you
Yeah,
start?
so it was about the same because yeah, I was like in fourth grade, fifth grade when I started band and I played the drums. Yeah, so it was about the
Wow.
same time. Like I picked up a baritone and I picked up a drum set and that was it. You know, I was just going at it in both of them, you know. So but
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool that you're because when I was in 4th grade, that's kinda when you got to choose. If you wanted to do band, it was like you could pick your instrument in 4th grade, you start in 5th, and then if you continued or wanted to continue with the band, you would go and, to middle school and carry with that. But drums were never an option for us. I mean, it wasn't until you got into middle school you could play percussion, but it was
Right, right.
mainly like flute or
Clarinet,
trumpet, clarinet. I played
yeah,
clarinet because I've told the
yeah.
story before, but I went in and there's a kid older than me, and it was like when you got to see what instrument you want to play, and this kid stuck his whole mouth over the mouthpiece and just blew it, and it made this like obnoxious sound. And I'm like, that that's the one
Bruh,
I'm choosing.
bruh, you know what's crazy? Fun fact, I almost played the flute. And the only reason why I almost played the flute was because there was this girl in sixth grade that I really wanted to you know, chop it up with. So I wanted
Sure.
to sit by her. And yeah, it cost me almost learning the flute, but I'm like, man, she's not that hot. You know what I mean?
She's not
She's not
that
like playing the
hot.
flute hot, bro. Like, come on, man.
That's funny. You're not the first person that's told me that though. Like I wanted to play flute because that's where all the girls were
Yeah. So
at.
I actually learned the flute a little bit. I had a cousin of mine who had a flute. I took it home and just didn't know what I was doing with it, but I just thought it was cool that I had a flute. And then when I started figuring out, like when I ended up doing band, I'm like, thank God I did not do the flute because I'm not gonna be cool at all, bro. Like not at all. Until I saw that girl, and I'm like, maybe you know,
Flute
I
doesn't
gotta
look
get
so
to know.
bad.
Yeah, I gotta get to know her better.
Come over for some lessons.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So you said at 15 is when you did that first remix of that song?
Yep, yep. Yeah, 15 years
And
old,
were
man.
you showing like people at your school or like how
Yeah,
did you
showing
get
people
like
at school
validation? Yeah.
yeah, showing people at school and close friends and that's they were like, man, you should do another one, you know. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I did another one. And we so that's when I did that little love song. It wasn't because of the flute girl, but it was another one. And but yeah, I did that. So I was about 15 years old. Yeah.
Okay. And do you keep doing that? Like at that point where you kind of hooked, like, oh, this is a lot of fun. Like, I want to keep writing songs. Like, this is kind of what I want to start doing.
Yeah, yeah. I had then I actually so my manager, we've been knowing each other since I was like 18 or 17.
Wow.
And and I'm 31 now. So uh, um I was introduced to him. We was working at a bingo hall. And yeah, I was calling bingo. And
That's awesome.
I met him from there. And then we ended up making it more like a real song because he produced and he did music as well too. Before he became like a manager, well, my manager, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
so we ended up doing like 3 or 4 songs in his workspace. And then I'm like, man, like I really like doing this. Like this is something I really want to do. And I guess like years passed by, kind of like fell off doing it, just not really doing it 100%. And then got in a relationship when I was a little older, like 23, 24. I, um, I ended up like I was still doing music. I was trying to find my own lane. I couldn't figure out what was for me because I had a mixture of friends, whether they were white, black. I didn't know what was cooler to do. You know what I mean? Like I was
Hmm.
just so I just that's was is the reason why I do it all now. Like,
Right.
I say this on, to everybody. It's like it's a big pot of gumbo. You know what I mean? You get it all. You get hip hop, rock, rap. I mean, hip hop, rock, um, pop. I don't know, whatever they
Country.
got, you
Yeah.
get it. Besides like heavy metal, but you get heavy guitars. But I'm just not screaming. But I just not that I don't want to, or not that I don't like it. I just haven't done it yet. I don't know.
Right. Maybe for the next
But
record. It's
yeah,
just
maybe the next record.
it's
Maybe
just
the next
Justin
record.
screaming.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So I ended up getting that relationship, and um kind of she wasn't one of those like you do a relationship and like you start spending more time doing music. She wasn't one of those. I didn't have a kid at the time. She
Mhm.
had one. It was more like family. Then you got people coming over all the time, and I was recording people also. I wasn't just like recording myself.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she'd walk in the room and just be like, like I smell fun. Y'all having fun? Like she didn't like
I
that, but
smell
like
fun.
smell fun in here. You guys having fun? But anyways, yeah, long story short, I missed out probably like three years of my life not doing anything to please her. We broke up, best thing ever happened. And best thing happened with that. And then I did a song called Sun Goes Down, which I done the song. I just held on it for like 2 years.
Mhm.
Um, and that's whenever uh I put it out, shot the video. It did like my first million views on Facebook. And
Wow.
yeah, so I was like, man, and this was more hip hop country, you know what I mean? So like I was like, man, I think I found my lane. Not only like just my friends loved it, Facebook over 1 million people, you know what I mean? Well, I don't know, maybe like 1,000 of it was me watching it over again. But let's just say
But
900,
still, a million people. There's no
yeah,
way you can
yeah,
watch it a
yeah.
million times.
Right. But it was cool, man. And I was kind of like learning from there. Then I started doing, more music, just taking it way more serious. And then, you know, got back in another relationship, probably 2 from there, started TikTok. And well, right before TikTok, I did a song called Backroads, and we shot the music video, and it just started going all over. The women also helped, but had a bunch of women in that video. And but it was a cool song, it was a cool vibe. Um, yeah, man, if I'm talking too much, you can
No, 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 no. That I
yeah,
this is beautiful. I don't need to
yeah,
talk at all. I'd love to hear your
yeah,
story. No one cares about me.
yeah. Well, so yeah, we did that song, started racking up a couple million. Like, you just these days. Well, back then it was like, man, I was struggling for 1,000 views. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then the Facebook Sun Goes Down comes out, and I hit 1 million in like 3 months. And then from there, it's like I dropped the Backroads video, and it does like a couple million. Then I started seeing like checks on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, sweet. So I get paid for this. This is cool. And and then from there, it was just like all she wrote, man. I got a TikTok, and my buddy Mario kept telling me, bro, you need to get a TikTok. You need to get a TikTok. This is in 2020. Barely, I'm not gonna say anybody, not many people was using it, but not as many as today. You
Right,
know,
right. Especially, was
so
this
it
like right
wasn't.
around the pandemic or was it
It was,
before
yeah,
that?
it was like right before that, like right before
Yeah,
that, bro.
that was
So
when it started because I have a teenager and he was like he had Musically and he was showing me the app and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. And there
yeah,
wasn't like any real like art. I think Halsey may have had one, which was interesting, but like other than that, like no one was really using it. And then it got bought out, and he's like, it's TikTok now. And then after the pandemic started, and like everyone was on it, but like to
yeah,
catch it
yeah,
before it blew up, I mean,
yeah, man. It
that's
was,
huge.
yeah, it was crazy. I had yeah, so I made it, did a couple videos, they didn't do anything. And but I just kept going, man. I learned how to like I learned how to like do like different techniques, and I had did a song called Swerving,
Hmm.
and I had posted on there like, if anybody want to hear this song, give me 200 200 no, 200 likes or 500 likes, or it was the number that I knew I wasn't going to reach. You know what I mean? It might have been like 30,000 likes, honestly. Like, I don't know, but it was a big number that I was like, I just started the song. I just did the chorus and I had it, and that's how we would play with just the chorus, you know. And then I was like, hey man, I was in my truck, I remember, and then I was like, I'm gonna let y'all listen to the song. If y'all like it, I'm gonna release it for like 60,000 likes or whatever. Well, the
Hmm.
next day I woke up with like 80,000 likes, and I'm like,
Wow.
oh wait, we gotta release the song.
Yeah.
But and then so
That had to
I
be a
had to,
big moment, though. I mean, to just be like, yeah, okay, because you didn't have a viral moment at that point,
nothing,
and
nothing.
then you do that, you just kind of call out like have like a
Yeah,
call to action, like, okay, everybody like this video or whatever. I mean, they could have done nothing. I mean, so many
yeah,
videos are like, yeah, if I get 50 likes, and
right.
then it's like two, right? And then to say if I get
Yeah,
30,000, wake up and get 80,000. I mean, talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
validation.
Yeah, it was like it was crazy, man. I remember waking up, stretching, looking at my phone, and my little notifications at the bottom. It shows like it was like 15,000 followers, and I'm like, what I did wrong? Like I'm like, what happened? I hope I didn't upload the wrong video.
Right.
But but nah, man. Then I had to hurry up and finish this song, bro, and I kind of wasted time like trying to do it, because when I finally put it out, it was like it didn't do like it could have did. You know what I mean? Like, so when I put it out, I'm like, hey, this is a song called Swerve, and I told you I'll put it out. The video wasn't like a viral video anymore. You know what I mean? So then I did When I Pull Up,
Mm,
and I
that
had
had changed everything for you, I'd imagine.
changed everything. I remember I did this song, bro. Listen, this is crazy. Like, I don't tell many people this. Actually, I'm just like close friends. But when I made that song, I walked in the studio with no beat. I had this hook in my head, and I was just like, when I pull up in the whip, they be saying "goddamn." So I don't. So here we say. So whenever I wrote the song, I never say God. I get a lot of heat for it. So I say God. And if you really listen, you can actually hear me say "god damn." Now I do say "damn," but because of my accent, like where I'm from, we can't even say two D's. Like goddamn, like it wouldn't even make sense, right? Like, so I had to say it. Like I had to say goddamn just so it could, like, not even intentionally. Like it was intentionally, but it's like one of those, like I had no choice. Like whether I wanted to say the GD anyways, you know what I mean? So I went in there and I was like, when I pull up in the whip, they be saying goddamn. When I hop out with my show, whatever, right? I had no beat, no nothing. And I went in there and I was like, look, figure it out. I was going to a truck show, and I was like, just figure it out, make a beat, do something, but I'll be back, whatever. So about the next day, I get a little, from from one of my producers, Austin. He sends me a clip, and he goes, "Hey, bro, this is what I got, kind of like this rock joint." And so he played it. And I'm like, bro, like, this is it. Like this is fire. Like this is some heat. And it's something I've never done before. Like I've never added rock stuff to my music, And man, it was crazy, bro. I got back home, finished the record. I couldn't wait till the day that I put it out. I put it out, it came out, and I made a challenge. And I did this. The first video, it was me. I was holding up some cleaning spray, and I was like, I was like, make a video. I'm gonna give out $500 to whoever uses the sound and it shows off their car, like whoever got the nice vehicle, nice this, and blah blah blah, right? So man, it started going. It just was going. Pandemic was going. Everybody's playing on their TikTok, like, hey, like like there's not the world's kind of shut down. So what else do you do? You know what I mean? Like, why not? Let me go outside and try to get likes and post a video with this dude's song outside looking in. So man, it just took off from there, man. We had so many people doing it. We had man, there's like over 330,000, I think, videos with that. It's it was crazy, man. But that song right there changed my life. I started getting invited to like muddy bands and stuff like that. Trying to go and play. Just a big learning process, because my whole life, my whole career from when I started was just trying to make it social media wise. I didn't do the whole bar scene where I pick up a guitar and you know, go play at these bars. I was never the one to do that. I didn't want to do that. I never said it was like I wasn't against it. I just prefer to try to make it social media wise first, and then switch it up. But yeah, man, it changed my life, and followed up with Number to Heaven, and that one started going great too as well. And I just kept going, bro. Kept going. Kept
Yeah, and
going.
you've just, I mean, consistently put out songs that are just massive. It's
Yeah.
I'm curious actually with When I Pull Up, did you actually had to go find, then you had to go find somebody, right, to like give the thing to, or like how did that work? How are you
So
sifting through 300,000 videos to find the
yeah,
best
yeah, yeah.
car?
So I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if we're gonna air this or not, but I'm gonna be honest. I still to this day never gave the $500, bro. I never gave it out, bro. And like last time, like somebody asked me the same thing. I was like, yeah, man, we picked out a person. It was a cool vehicle. Like I
You just
still
start
never,
making up,
bro.
you start telling about this car that doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
bro. It's like it was the same. It was the same thing because like I got an idea from a friend who would do it, and I'm like, "Did you ever give out the money?" He was like, "Man, we never give out the money." And I'm like, bro, so nobody actually gives out the money. It's kind of like clickbait. Y'all are wrong. And then I'm over here behind them doing the same thing. I'm like, I didn't give out the money either, bro. But that's great. That's
That's
crazy,
so
man.
funny.
But I tell you what, though, like as much as I've donated to different people, like different events or schools and bikes and all that, at the end of the day, I gave out more than
I
$500.
was
You know
gonna
what I mean?
say,
So,
yeah.
but
Instead of giving it
just
to one person, you spread it around.
yeah, yeah. It's
Oh,
crazy.
that is too
Fun
funny.
fact, dude. Fun fact. It's crazy.
So I mean, once that song starts doing well and you're putting out consistent hits, obviously, are
Mm.
people kind of coming out and being like, "Oh, hey, dude, what's Justin up to?" Like, are they trying to get you to play different spots, or like, how does that
Yeah,
like kind of change everything for you?
yeah, man. So like we started doing good. Like number wise, they reached out. I ended up getting with this guy named Joe. He was booking me shows. He was getting me all over, man. We started playing the country. Started traveling all over.
That must have been
Uh,
pretty cool. I mean, especially different since that's not how you weren't starting in the bars, right? And then it's
yeah,
like you
no,
get to
man.
do
It
these
was,
shows.
dude. I went through more band members because than I did like I don't even know anybody. Just because like I was new to the game. Everybody I knew was so experienced, and I didn't really know much about it.
Mhm.
And but yeah, man. So we would travel in the country, and we could get different shows, and just we just kept growing, man. Kept growing, and then I ended up linking with 1 RPM last year in January, and signed a deal with them.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, signed a deal with 1 RPM. Doing pretty good now. We on the way to signing, my manager Trey was in the elevator with my attorney, and they were talking with this lady with a dog. And so I have like two managers. So I have a day-to-day manager, which is Trey, and
Mhm.
then I have another manager. His name's Ian, and they met the lady in the elevator with a dog, and it started the conversation with a dog. And while we're going sign the deal, like we're in Nashville going sign the deal, they're in the elevator with this lady with a dog. You know what I mean? And I guess they started conversating about the dog, and they exchanged. It was like, yeah, I know this guy here, blah blah blah, because she was working with him. Anyways, we're signing the deal, everything's cool. They ended up calling the guy that she said that she knew that
Uh-huh.
could probably help us, point us in the right direction, whatever. And he flew down. We met with him. He really loved the music. He was actually from Louisiana. He just lives in Dallas.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, he was like one of the guys who helped build Raising Cane's with the dude and stuff. And so we're like,
Damn,
cool,
the
man.
restaurant.
Yeah. So
Oh wow.
um, everything was cool. And, so he calls us up one day and he's like, well, what are you doing these dates? And I'm like, probably nothing. Probably, I mean, why, what's up, And
Yeah.
he's like, well, we have a tour coming up, and we'd like for you to be a part of it. And he started naming the dates, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is cool. And then I'm like, so who's tour? He said, oh, Snoop Dogg's. And I'm like,
What?
wait, excuse me, what'd you say? And it's just like, I said, Snoop Dogg's tour, and we just wanted to see if you wanted to come out and and open. And I'm like, come, yeah, wait, mate, yeah, you know what I mean? So that's how that happened. And we actually videoed it. I videoed a TikTok because I didn't know exactly what they wanted, but they were like video his reaction, so they were videoing me, and made a little TikTok video. I started jumping up and down like a little girl.
Oh
I was picking up
yeah.
my son. I was like, "We did it! We did it!" And he wasn't even a year old yet. He's just like, what's going on, dude? I don't even know what you're talking about. But yeah, man, it was crazy. Then from there, we did two tours with Snoop. We did one in 420. It was like me, Coetzel, Snoop, Ice Cube, and
Damn.
Warren G. Then after that tour was over with, we did a couple. We did a few runs with Coetzel. We did some shows with Nelly. We did a couple festivals. I ended up getting with Reliant, booking agent, and
Uh-huh.
they started doing some cool stuff for us. So I'm actually still currently with Reliant. Then Christmas time, we come back and do another tour with Snoop, and T-Pain was on this one. We had gotten a wreck, man. It was crazy. That's the whole nother story. But on the way up there, we hit some black ice, and we flipped, and couldn't control it. I thought we was gonna die. Trailer flipped. It was, we were pulling a trailer and everything. I actually got so I got the tattoo of my trailer. So this is like my trailer pulling my trailer, and this is the trailer fell, bend over.
Oh
so,
wow.
so it's one of those like memories, Like I had some people come out on the last show in Colorado Springs. His tattooist. So me and my DJ got matching tattoos. We got the
That's
same
awesome.
trailer. He's got it on his back, and I got it here. And some people got tattoos in places you would never even think you would put a tattoo. But it was cool. I was just like, all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna leave now. But no, it
Well,
was.
see you
But
later.
yeah. But we man, it was cool, man. Like my journey on everything has been it's been a blessing for sure. Like even though the wreck, man, like I'm experiencing everything that could possibly go wrong. You know what I mean? And so I came after the wreck, we ended up getting lucky. We had two police officers that took the time to drive us 3 hours to the venue.
Oh
And
my
yeah,
gosh.
man, I ended up getting them a hotel, paid their gas, took care of them, brought them on stage and for the whole arena, and made the whole crowd scream and chant for them and everything. And
That's
I just showed
so
them love, you
cool.
know what I
That
mean?
is
And
so cool.
yeah, it was crazy. And yes, I we get back and everything, and had some like family issues, and um yes, I mean, we're still on this journey. Like it's just always, always something.
Yeah, that's
But
oh my gosh. But I mean, not only the trailer thing to bring the police on, that's so incredible, but to like kind of
yeah,
the first real tour opportunity is with Snoop. I mean, were you
yeah,
like, are people gonna dig what I'm doing? Was that even a question in your mind, or were you just like,
yeah.
okay, I
No,
gotta
that
kind of
was.
go out and hype up this crowd?
I would like, yeah, that was definitely because like it was a mixture, like, it's crazy to say this, but like Snoop has a lot of white fans, you know what I mean? So the good thing that helped, like when we was out there, it was probably about 60 or 70% white people and like, different races. Like you had like Spanish people, white people, black
Mhm.
people. It was Snoop's just an all around love guy, you know what I
Oh
mean? Like
yeah, he's like,
he's a
yeah, one
stoner,
of the
man. So it's like
everybody loves him.
it's not like I was going in front of a big hip hop scene, like full on, like didn't want to open their mind to anything else, hip hop guys or whatever. Like they were literally, you could just tell that they were there for music and that's all that mattered. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And man, I went on there. I remember my first one, my heart was beating. I thought I was about to have a panic attack. I was getting on stage. I got on stage and I was doing the most. And like I was just like rocking out, bro. And literally 20 seconds, I gassed out. Just like I'm just like I can't breathe. Like I'm out of breath. One, I'm like, what am I doing? Why did I go so hard? The first 20 seconds, like I'm big. I shouldn't even be doing that. You know what I mean? Like so, it was but it was cool, man. Everything worked out. I grew. I definitely grew, man. From what I'm performing now, like how I'm performing, my confidence um, has grown. I'm still working on that. It's one of my weak parts is my confidence on stage. But now that I have a great band now, I have a sick band, and make me feel more comfortable. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's not just like I feel like a little kid that you just took his candy up there. You know what I mean? I'm actually up there handing out candy now. Like, come on, let's go, baby. Come on.
Hand it
So
out.
I'm handing out candy, man. But yeah, man. I mean, it's been a journey. Very blessed, very grateful. Um, it's a learning process, just like any other thing. Yeah, man. It's been
Yeah, you
good.
have such an incredible story, man. And then obviously you had Snoop on If She Ain't Country. That's what is crazy to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
too.
yeah.
I mean,
And how can I
but that
skip
all
that
makes
part?
sense because, well, I mean, you were on tour with him, so I was gonna ask how you
Yeah,
linked up, but obviously I would imagine it had to do with
yeah,
the fact that you had been doing some runs with him. Um,
yeah,
and you did CMA Fest, what, here in Nashville, like last week,
yeah.
right? Wasn't that last
Last week,
weekend?
man, it was
Yeah,
awesome. It was awesome.
that's really
Yeah.
rad.
Hmm.
And I want to talk to you about now. We'll talk about the new record you just put out. You know
Yeah,
better,
no, you
or
better.
know you better. Gosh, my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dyslexia kills me sometimes.
It's
uh,
all good, bro. We all have.
yeah, dude, I want to hear about the song. I love the video.
Yeah.
It's just a cool concept with the you've got the cooler with the lobster, or is it crawfish
Crawfish,
in
crawfish.
there? Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Nah, man. So we song came about. We was actually in here. This is my personal studio, and it was me, my buddy Mario, and Micah. We just in here drinking, man, like how we usually do, and kind of started writing a song, and kind of came up with an idea. Just wanted to get, how can we do of getting to know you better, like from a chick, and then we just came about it here, shot the video, did a song in about, we wrote the song in about 5 or 6 hours, four to five
Whoa.
hours. It was pretty quick, not gonna lie. It was dope. And then we got it produced by Austin. Um, I went lay down vocals, did the song. Then we had a couple little switch ups. Buddy David of mine, he actually wrote "Save Me" by Jelly Roll. So I've kind of
Oh,
like did
no
some,
way.
yeah. So we actually wrote. This is our second song that he had been a part of. We haven't really sat down with him on a big full from start to finish. I usually call him and get him in on finishing them up.
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah, man, come put your icing on the cake, bro. What you think we should do?
little
You
ear
the
candy
man,
on
bro. You the man.
there.
I call him to save me. You know what I mean? I'm like, somebody save me. So, but yeah, man. So we finished up the record. Then we shot the video. We had fun, man. We had ball crawfish. Obviously, you seen that,
Mhm.
and ball the crawfish. Man, we swam. Man, we just had a blast, bro. But the song, man. It's a good feel. It's a good feeling song. You know, it's one of those you just pop it in the Spotify in your car or whatever you have, and you just jam, man. You know, and unless you're trying to get to know somebody better, then you just kind of like copy the link and send it to them. And then
You're like, check out this video.
yeah,
Well, you
check out
kind of,
this. They're like,
yeah. Well,
yeah,
at the end, I mean, she's, yeah, the girl's like under the, like working on the car, like mechanic. I mean, I was like, kind of
yeah,
full circle back to how your dad did as a kid.
yeah,
And I mean, that's
yeah.
cool.
So it's like crazy because like we start off at the pool party, and then like that day would be over with. But I mean, it switches back and forth. But
Mhm.
then I go out just so happen to bring the car to the mechanic shop, and she pops out, and I'm like, what the? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
She rolls out from under
So,
the
yeah, it just rolls
hood.
out. I'm like, dang, girl. Like, I didn't know if I fell in love or got dirty by looking at her. I'm like, man, what happened? Like, but yeah, man, it was a blast, dude. We had a blast. Songs doing pretty good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So it's
Well,
all
dude,
good.
I love what you're doing, man. And then you have a tour coming up with Lax, who I've had on the show before. Great
Yeah,
dudes.
yeah. Awesome.
And
That's cool, man.
what about like, I know you had a couple other singles, obviously after the EP you put out last year.
Yeah.
Are you working on like another kind of project, or is it just got a bunch of singles
Yeah.
coming out, or
Yeah,
can
man.
you
I
not
kind of just
say?
like, yeah. No, I mean, I can say we haven't really my focus right now is just to work on just singles, bro.
Mhm.
And I want to be able to I feel like, not to say any negative thing, but like I felt like when I put out my EP, some great songs got lost in the sauce, you know what I mean? And so like I didn't give them the full like attention they deserve.
Yeah, like the
So it's
spotlight
like
for a bit. Sure.
right. So like that's what I want to do. Like, look, man, until I'm on a Morgan Wallen status, like, why put out an album? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Not many people are, and unless you're,
yeah,
yeah, exactly, Morgan Wallen or whatever, Taylor
yeah.
Swift or
I mean,
something, then it makes
even
sense.
Lady Zimmerman put out singles, like six, seven singles before he dropped you know what I mean? Before he dropped the full record. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I mean, it's just kind of what my little idea of is. We might now. I'm not gonna say I don't put all those out into one full album or something like that. It's possible, but right now we're just focusing on. Did I have like 8 songs like in a barrel ready to roll?
Damn.
So yeah. Now, could I put it on an album? Of course, but I feel like I'm not gonna give them the attention like they need. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Well, dude,
But
I want to go check you out. You're playing, at least the closest day for me. You're playing Murfreesboro, which isn't far from. I'm south of Nashville. I think you're playing what, Murfreesboro in East.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
with the lax. I think.
yeah,
Is it with the lax? Yeah, yeah. I
yeah. It
don't
is
know
with
all
the
the dates
Lags.
off of it.
Yeah, it's with
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Lags. I just saw it. Yeah, September 29th. That's not far from me. Maybe 25 minutes east. So
Yeah.
I want to
Oh,
go
dude,
check that
come
show
on,
out.
bro. Yeah.
And dude, I appreciate your time today. I know you've been up all night, and I'll let you get back to bed. I have one more quick question. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Man, don't give up when somebody tells you no. I mean, I've been told that my whole life. I think I'm not sure right now because we haven't looked too deep in it, but in about 7 weeks, my song When I Pull Up is going gold. And
Damn.
yeah, man.
Congratulations.
So
That's
my first
huge.
gold record. I remember, like I said, I remember it was so hard to get 100 views. I thought I was the man when I got 1,000. Now I'm the man because I now, but you know, but like just to say like, but I never stopped, man, and everybody's like, so like where I'm from, real quick, like where I'm from, there's no blueprint. You know what I mean? Like there's not really many people that made it on a big level. You know what I mean? So like everybody's either doing local stuff, playing at clubs here locally. Nobody's moved on in my city. Now, you know, they got everybody's from Louisiana, man, Lil Wayne, to McGraw. I mean, it goes on, you know what I mean? Like DJ Khaled, like if you want to start talking about everybody, there's so many people. But where I'm from, it's just such a small city. Um, you know, when I tell them like, man, I want to be a big artist, a famous artist, it's ha ha he he. But whenever I tell them I want to start an off-field company, like, cool, man, you should do that. You know, like that's because there's so many of them, and it's something that'll probably work. You know, I saw this girl. She said that if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. So that's what I would say. You know what I mean? Never take no for an answer. Keep going. Nobody, not you can't please everyone. And if your dreams aren't big enough, I mean, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. So keep going. You know what I mean?